And then I saw him, and I was like, yeah, my life is probably over. Today I'm going to be telling you about how I ran into this guy in the middle of the woods. And if that isn't a weird looking man, I don't know what is. For context, I'm skinny, I'm white, so that means I'm very qualified to do cross country and track. So I run long distance, and as a surprise to no one, you have to run a lot of miles to train for that. You can't just go outside and run 1 mile, that isn't enough, so you gotta run miles on miles and miles. And this summer I was training a lot for cross country. I wanted to get in the best shape I possibly could. And that day I think I had to run around 10 to 11 miles, so I'm like, alright, I'm gonna run 5 to 6 miles out and then head back. So I get around like 3 miles away from my house, and I'm like, wait, it's really hot. I want to get some shade. So I take a left turn and I go inside the woods. And these aren't some Stranger Things type trails. People walk their dogs there. People go hiking with their family. There's maps in the woods. And even at one point in the woods, it goes right next to an elementary school, but like a private elementary school. It's like the size of a high school, but because there are like a lot of parents paying their kids to go there, it has a lot of funding. I'm running out and I turn 5 miles and I get to that mountain and I'm like, all right, it's time to head back. My body is covered in sweat. I am so tired. And I get to this long gravel pathway. And I turn the corner and I see this guy. And just from looking at him, my first thought is like, is he legally permitted to be here? Or just legally permitted to exist? He was tall, he was skinny, and he looked just like the Slender Man. And we were in the middle of the woods. He had a trench coat on. Who dresses like that? I'm sorry. If I describe this to anyone, they'd probably go, oh yeah, he was American. Like, this is not how you want to dress. And the people that dress like this usually are not really good people. They're, let's just say criminals. And I just saw him and I was like, is this real? I didn't want to judge people, you know, because from far away, maybe he just wants to avoid the sun. I was sweating a lot that day. I didn't like the sun rays either. I wasn't too excited to meet this guy. I didn't want to get to know his name or know about his family history. But now after this, I really want to know his history. And just to emphasize this, I was miles away from my own home, in the middle of the woods, and nobody was around. There was not a single person walking their dog. It's just me and him. All I had was my phone. And as I'm jogging towards him, I decided to pull out my phone and just start recording. And I didn't just like, you know, take a picture of him and go, shh. I just like was running with it, but I had my phone on my hand, making it look like I'm changing the song or something. If anything happens, this video will maybe get seen or sent to my mother or father, and the police will know what he looked like, or at least how tall he was, because like you could not see the guy's face in the video. If this guy was to punch me and knock me out, and then I woke up 10 days later and they asked me what the guy looked like, I'd have no idea. He was fully concealed. Like, I couldn't even see a freckle in this guy's face. The worst part of this is not just how he looked. It was that the guy was talking. The video doesn't really do it justice, but he was really loud when he was talking. And I couldn't see his eyes because of the pitch black sunglasses, so I didn't know if he was talking to me or himself, but I do remember it, and he was just talking about having to stand up and overthrow the government. We need to stand up. The government's doing this. And I'm like, you talking to me? You want me to help you overthrow the government? Like, I can carry 5 bags of groceries on a good day, pal, but I'm not going to be a part of this. And is he talking to himself or talking to me? I really think he was talking to himself, but it was just in the moment. I was like, what's going on? He just sounded like someone that got out of Arkham Asylum and was walking in the middle of the woods. It was crazy. I'd love to exaggerate this and make it seem like I zipped home in a flash, but I still had 20 minutes of running left. So I was just running, only thinking about, did I really just witness that? Now, in all seriousness, I want to ask you this as the viewer, but in the comments, like, do you guys think people should be allowed to dress like this? I know we had COVID and stuff and people want to keep their germs to themselves, but wearing like a mask that just fully covers your face, blocks your identity. I can't imagine being a girl in the woods just running in my position and seeing this guy and having to run past him and just like actually think, you know, if you're gonna get kidnapped, because there's psychos out there. This is like down here and there's like actual people that get kidnapped and horrible things. And I like to think, you know, I'm an understanding person, and the most I can think of is this guy had a skin condition and maybe, you know, he just had sunburns or he didn't want to show his face because of the sun rays, but I don't even know how old this guy was. This is just extreme. Like, I cannot even recognize the guy's age in this photo. And to this day, I haven't seen this guy again. I've ran in the same area and I've like actually wanted to run into him so I can pull that mask off and go and just see what this monster looked like. Let me know what you guys think. I'm Maxwell Blue, and I'll catch you guys later.